Hopkinson. I'll be your moderator for this event. Welcome to the Candidate Forum for 2024. Running for school board election, which is sponsored by Education Minnesota Aiken. So allow me on behalf of Education Minnesota to thank the candidates and those of you here tonight joining us for this forum. So appreciate it. Must be a good old 10 of you out here right now. So tonight we're joined by 3 of our 4 school board candidates. Before we begin the question and answer portion of the evening, we'll give each of the candidates 90 seconds to introduce themselves to the audience. And Cindy, well, we'll begin with you and then move across to Brian and to Cheryl. So, go ahead.
All right, thank you. My name is Cindy Hills. I graduated from Aiken High School in 1991. I then went on to Brighton Community College, which is now called Central Lakes College, and I earned my associate's degree in 1993. I then went to St. Cloud State University and I majored in applied psychology. I graduated from there in 1995. It seems like decades and decades ago. I then attended Hamlin University School of Law and graduated with a Juris Doctorate degree in law in 2005. I currently am a practicing attorney primarily in Aiken and Crow Wing County areas, and I practice criminal law. My husband, Greg, is a self-employed carpenter in the community. He also graduated from Aiken in 1991. We have 3 children who all graduated from Aiken High School. Hunter in 21, Tanner in 22, and Lexi most recently in 2024. I have served on the Independent School Board, number 1, Aiken School Board, since 2015. So in having 10 years of experience, I'm currently the longest serving school board member. I am currently the chairperson this year, and I have also held previous chairperson responsibilities as well as a clerk position in the past. I enjoy sporting events, traveling, photography, spending time with family and friends, and I am running for ISD1 school board. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. We'll move on to Brian.
Hello everybody, I'm Brian Leidinger. So I've got a degree in forestry from the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. I've been a board member on the Aiken School Board for the last 2 years, and I've been an Aiken resident for 14 years, married to my wife Michelle for 30 years. Our 2 children both graduated from Aiken School. Zachary graduated in 2022. He just completed his technical college degree at the North Dakota School of Science, and now he's working in plumbing and heating. And our daughter, she graduated this spring in June, and she's attending University of North Dakota for civil aviation. I'm employed by the Minnesota DNR here at Aiken as the Area Forest Supervisor. In the past, I worked for private corporations, other government agencies, and I've owned my own business. During the summer, I've managed wildland firefighting teams all across the country. I'm the former chair of the Minnesota Society of American Foresters. I'm currently on the board for the Minnesota Forest Resources Council. In my free time, I attend Aiken school events. You'll see me there. I also work on my tree farm and woodworking shop, and I spend a lot of time enjoying the beautiful lakes and forests of the area.
Okay, thank you. Cheryl, your turn.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Roscoe, and I first wanted to thank you all for taking the time to come tonight. A little background about me: I have a wonderful spouse and 2 children. One who is a junior in college. She's attending Northern State University in South Dakota, and she's studying to be a conservation officer. And we have a 3rd grader who's attending Rippleside, who's enjoying wrestling, flag football, and bowling club right now. We moved here from the cities 2 years ago, having spent many years visiting my husband's parents who lived in Aiken for over 27 years. I am so excited to be able to continue the long-standing tradition of the Roscoe family serving in the community by serving on the Aiken School Board.
Okay, thank you. Now that the audience is familiar with our candidates, we begin the question and answer portion of the evening. The candidates, we pose questions. They were emailed to them. They'll have 60 seconds to answer each question. Time limits will be, it says strictly here, but we're not going to get too crazy on that. They all kind of agreed to let that slide a little bit. Missy is right down here in front. She'll kind of warn you. Give you that 15-second warning and right before your time is up. So in order to maximize the time for the candidates in this question, we'll just ask the audience to avoid expressions of support or opposition to any candidate during their presentation time, okay? Just focus on their answers. So this is a forum to hear the candidates. It's not planned to be a debate. So Cindy, we'll start with you. And the first question is, why are you running for school board?
All right, thank you. I originally ran to be a member of the Aiken School Board because I was doing a lot of volunteering while my children were at Rippleside, and I really loved what I saw. I saw a lot of teachers and other staff that were just giving their hardest day in and day out to help students. I saw them making lots of different accommodations and really meeting each child where they were at in order to offer a really good education, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I was really proud of what I was seeing, and I thought that that would be a good way to support them. Having served on the board for the last 10 years, I can tell you that I enjoy working with other people to help inspire and to prepare our students with the tools and skills that they need to succeed in an ever-changing world. That's our new mission statement for the school, and we spent a lot of time on that, and I really am proud of the work that we have done. I want to support the district in serving on the school board in any way that I can, and that's why I'm wanting to run, is to continue to offer all of that support.
Okay, thank you. Ryan?
Yeah, thank you. I'm running for the school board to, first of all, because I believe strongly in public education and really see this district as moving in the right direction on a number of different things. My experience being on the board over the last 2 years has been positive and productive. I've enjoyed being a member of the board and working on issues with the administrative team on the district. And we've also had good accomplishments. Some of those include like the new science and math and SEL curriculums, the facility and strategic plans, and conducting those 14 listening sessions with the community. We want to continue with the progress that we have going, but there's still a lot of work to do.
Okay, thank you. Cheryl?
I'm running for school board because I recognize that there is a need for advocacy in the community, and I have a passion for student achievement, having spent the past 5 years supporting K-12 districts in the early learning and literacy education industry. Along with my online education background, along with both customer success and operations experience, I know how much value I will add in serving on this school board.
Okay, thank you. There's question number 1. We'll move to number 2, and we're going to start, Brian, with you on this one. Okay. And the question is, in what ways have you served the district and the community previously? You touched on a little bit of that already, but we'll just hear it again.
Absolutely. I've been very involved in the community of Aiken. Been a board member, like I said, for 2 years. I've served on the committees for agriculture, community ed, safety, PTO, facility and finance, and personnel. I also was on the science curriculum committee. Recently, I partnered with the JET program to create a student internship at DNR for a student interested in natural resources. I'm also involved in presenting numerous community outreach events and education events throughout Aiken County. Last year, the staff and I that I supervised put on 22 outreach events in Aiken County for all the communities and school districts. I'm also involved with the Natural Resource Advisory Committee in Aiken County. I'm a boat captain on the Aiken Angler team. I've coached numerous sports, including baseball, basketball, football, soccer here. I've been involved with multiple youth organizations like Scouting, Archery League, and the Aiken Wrestling Club. Thank you.
Cheryl, your turn.
As I mentioned, our family is relatively new to ISD1, so my district and community involvement has been limited. However, I was able to serve as a volunteer coach when my college athlete daughter ran a fast pitch clinic for the Aiken teams this past winter. In our previous community, I also attended the community listening session, results session, which was quite informative. In our previous district where we had lived, my service included sports team manager as well as sports team photographer for a variety of teams.
Okay, thank you. Cindy?
I mentioned previously that I've served on the school board since 2015. I've served as the chairperson and the clerk, and I've served on many committees such as the Paul Bunyan Co-op, which is the committee that focuses on our special education area, also curriculum review, facilities and finance, policy, personnel, meet and confer, and other committees. I've also volunteered in the classroom, at family fun nights, and different sporting events and different clubs for the district. One of my favorite things to do is to help seniors apply for the scholarships. We have a generous Dollars for Scholars program, and I enjoy helping them apply for those scholarships and also helping them to figure out what their plans are for in their future after high school. As far as the community, I've served previously with the local Rotary Club, the Aiken Women of Today. I've presented legal presentations for the Aiken Chamber. I'm also a member of the Aiken United Methodist Church. I help serve community meals. I've worked previously with Habitat for Humanity. I also have done a legal clinic to offer free legal advice. I've also worked with local domestic abuse agencies, and my family and I are frequent volunteers in the community.
Okay, thanks. We'll move to question number 3. And Cheryl, we're going to have you start that one. And the question is, what strengths do you believe you would bring to the school board?
So I bring 16 years of experience supporting online teaching and learning in K-12 and higher education, responsible for the success of EdTech programming for customers such as Purdue University, KCTCS, closer to home, Capella University, and the Los Angeles Unified School District, whom I supported through an implementation of tutoring to address declining literacy rates. My expertise includes technology use in classrooms, an understanding of curriculum, assessments, and school funding. With a college-age student, I have witnessed and supported the full education lifecycle, as well as having an elementary student in ISD1. I am invested and passionate about providing a successful education environment for this generation and future generations.
Great, thanks. Cindy?
Some of my strengths include being a graduate of Aiken High School, also a parent of students who recently graduated. I also have a strong ability to build relationships and collaborate to help solve problems. I'm a good listener. I care a lot about the students, the staff, families, our school, and our community. I try hard to make the right decisions, even if it's not the popular decision. I also have a lot of business experience, so I understand all aspects of operating the business of providing education to students, and also all of the aspects that go into ISD1 being one of the largest employers in our area. There are also a lot of legal issues, and school law is very intricate, and so I do believe that having a law degree is definitely a plus.
Okay, thank you. Brian?
Yeah, strengths I'll bring to the board will be, first of all, my common sense, straightforward approach to making decisions. A very even personality. I'm a good listener. I'm willing to talk to others, including people with different viewpoints. I have a lot of experience hiring and developing staff. Other experiences I have are managing public budgets and facilities. I'm experienced with leading teams and setting priorities. I have the ability to build consensus for decision making. I'm experienced at managing complex issues, with passionate people. I'm an experienced planner on very complicated processes in my employment. I'm involved on a daily basis in public safety and preparedness, and also put a strong emphasis on employee safety. I really look forward to continue to hear from all the public in the Aiken area about issues that are important to all of you. Thank you.
Okay. We're a third of the way through already here, so we'll go back down to Cindy. This will be your, you'll start with this one. It's question number 4. What are your priorities for the district in the coming year?
Thank you. I can tell you that we've worked really hard over the past year as a school board and as a community, and as well as students and staff inside the district to develop our long-term strategic plan. That was really a goal that I've had the entire 10 years that I've been on the board, and so I was really proud to be a part of that. The strategic plan focuses on student growth and achievement, staff development and support, safe learning environments, family and community outreach, and facilities and finance. So specifically, I think what my priorities will be is to be focusing on the upcoming budget cycle. We have a lot of decisions that we're going to need to make, and they're going to be tough decisions. It's important to make sure that we are spending within our budget, and also the facilities are our top priorities right now. That has been identified by the community, and those are priorities that I think are important to me as well.
Okay, thanks. Ryan, same question.
Thank you. My number one priority to start with is to support the administration to implement the priorities identified in the facility plan, strategic plan, and all the items that came up in the public listening sessions. Also, support for the board to maintain a budget for the district to meet our goals and be responsible for the taxpayers. Also want to promote policies to maintain our high-quality education that we currently offer here at Aiken. Also, we need to seek opportunities to develop new partnerships with businesses and organizations. And personally, I want to utilize my experiences and connections to find grant opportunities and create new learning opportunities for our students.
Okay. Thank you. Cheryl?
My priorities for the district for this coming year would be leveraging my experience in data analysis and operations to help inform decisions for the long-term facilities maintenance plan. Additionally, it would be gaining perspectives and insights to identify opportunities for improving student engagement and amplifying areas where the district is performing well.
Okay, thank you. We'll move to question number 5. And Brian, you'll start with this one. And for this one, the question is short, but what are your 2 to 3 strengths of our district ISD1?
Yeah, strengths of ISD1. First of all, the city of Aiken and Aiken County. Aiken is a wonderful small town in a beautiful part of the state. This district has community support by businesses, organizations, and citizens, and it's outright amazing the support we get. We have a dedicated staff and teachers, we have great parents in this district, and we have amazing kids. We also offer some highly recognized programs that benefit our students, including our community ed program with our kids club, preschool programs, pathways to the parks. Those are just small amount of things they do, just amazing. Everybody should check out community ed. There's something for everybody there. Also, really noteworthy is our college and schools program. Kids can gain up to 30 and 40 credits towards college and they never leave the building. So, just outstanding. Thank you.
Okay, Cheryl, same question.
I will echo some of the same sentiments in that the staff and teachers who are committed to the mission of ISD1 of creating successful students. We saw it from the moment we toured the school with our son, and we continue to see it every day through the programming. The second one would be the strength of the career and tech ed programs, and I would say that this is mostly attributed to the partnerships in the community. Brian talked about the community support, and we really do see it through this programming.
Okay, thanks. Cindy, your turn.
I would piggyback and agree with both of the other comments that were made. I think one of our major strengths is that we have very engaged employees who work hard every day to educate our students. Another strength is that we have students who are working very hard in academics as well as other activities to make themselves very well-rounded for their future and to be productive citizens. I would agree with them when they mention things like community ed, preschool, career and tech education, college in the schools. I was very fortunate that my 3 children were able to earn 85 college credits before graduating from high school. That was a significant savings for our family. I know that not everybody is working towards a 4-year degree, but there are many opportunities for whether you want to just go into the careers or you want to do a trade or you want to do college. The third is just really building strong community relationships and listening to what the community wants to say. Again, I think that we're moving in the right direction. We're receiving a lot of positive feedback about our priorities.
Okay, thanks. Now, question 4 and 6 were a little bit like Brian pointed that out. So I'm just gonna maybe just modify it a little bit. If elected, what are your priorities for, let's say, students and staff? We kind of talked about community. So, Cheryl, we'll start with you with that question.
All right, so for staff and students, I would draw on my experience working in early learning and literacy education industry to continue to bring a focus on literacy in our district. Also facilitating a strategic plan that creates buy-in, not just through the community, but also through our staff and teachers. It's important to support them. And most importantly, act in the best interest of our students with a focus on student achievement.
Okay, thanks. Cindy?
My priorities for the students also would be to increase the academic test scores. I know that we have a lot of students that are working very hard to increase all of their academic test scores in different areas. The priority for the staff would be to continue to increase their staff development in order to support the students and the student achievement. I know that we have a lot of staff who have gone on to earn their bachelor's degrees. I know that they take part voluntarily in a lot of other staff development to further their education so they can come back and to be better teachers to offer more for our students. And I really think that that's unique to our district, and I really think that that continues to be a priority. And I know that you marked off the community, but I want to comment on that. I do see our community, a priority is for our community to really continue to be engaged and to try to find ways to support the education that's happening in our area.
Okay, thanks. Brian?
Yeah, thanks. First of all, I want to advance what was identified in the strategic plan and the public listening sessions. And a lot of those, first of all, address issues we face with our aging facilities. We also need to maintain high-quality education programs. Specifically, want to continue our focus on making improvements in the CTE industrial arts area. This is where the high level of job markets and great demand. So we're working on that, getting new equipment, but there's a lot of work yet to go. Like in the fax lab, training instructors to operate the new machining equipment and programming languages, and developing additional community partnerships in that area. Also need to advance our STEM learning programs. And one way we're doing that is through the new robotics team, which is a great addition to the school, and CNC equipment, that type of thing. But there's other areas we can continue to advance that. We need to work with our community partners to develop career pathways in important fields that are important in this community, like healthcare, construction, trades, hospitality, and natural resources. And lastly, we need to improve our computer science programs. Minnesota ranks last in the country in computer science education, and we need to address that here locally with a lot teaching on programming and application design for future job needs.
Okay, thanks. We'll start with question 7, Cheryl, with you. And question 7 is, what do you feel is the biggest challenge facing ISD1? And what is the school board's role in addressing that challenge?
I feel the biggest challenge facing ISD1 is declining enrollment. And the school board's role in that would be to study insights from the listening sessions, to continue to seek perspectives from students, staff, and community, to explore successes from neighboring districts as well as homeschool community, and identify opportunities for implementing improvements.
Okay, thank you. Cindy?
I think our biggest challenge is really with facilities and finance and not having enough funding to be able to pay for everything that we need. That's not anything that's new to Aiken or really to any schools in Minnesota. Our role is to continue to prioritize our needs based on the available funds that we have to ensure that the money that we spend yields the most benefits for our students. The community has identified that our facilities are an urgent priority. There are also significant costs involved in repairing our old and outdated facilities. I think that they've served the purpose, but it is time to really try to evaluate what is the biggest bang for our buck. And we need to be able to work together to find solutions for our facilities that are affordable for all of our taxpayers and citizens as well.
Okay, thank you. Brian?
Yeah, facilities are our greatest challenge at ISD1, and it impacts all areas of operations of the district. That includes our operating costs due to energy inefficiencies, transportation, with our drop-off areas. It affects our enrollment, our food services, it has a big impact on school safety, and it impacts other areas people haven't thought of, like our academic space needs for the CTE and STEM, or meeting 21st century learning needs with additional collaborative spaces that we don't have. We also need to update our athletic and physical education spaces to meet the needs of our students. The role of board is for planning for the future, planning for facilities. That's a major part of the strategic plan and our listening sessions. Working with our administration on our budgeting processes. We're very involved in developing community partnerships, engaging the community, and working with administration to find funding solutions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think I went out of order here, didn't I? Yeah. I'm gonna go with Brian, then finish with you, and then everyone's got a chance to answer the first question. Sorry about that. That was question 7. So here's question 8. And Brian, I'll start with you. Describe the school board member's role in curriculum development.
So a school board's role in curriculum development, first of all, one of our major jobs is to supervise the superintendent of the district and administrative staff and support them in managing our programs. But we do that through providing direction and through our policies that the board sets. We also set priorities for the district. We work on funding programs and seeking for additional opportunities. And lastly, we participate with the community in curriculum review processes like we conducted for our math and science and SEL curriculums. And lastly, we need to work with the community to identify future trends and needs. Thank you.
Okay. Cindy?
So the state of Minnesota is the organization and the governmental entity that's responsible for setting our academic standards. Colleges then rely on those standards and those test scores based on admissions. They are also used for scholarship opportunities and really academic placement in courses. If our students then go on to any sort of professional level program, those admissions also rely on what the scores are for the standardized testing. So we do need to be able to make sure that we are meeting all of the rigors of the academic testing that's required by the state. Our role is really to work with the teachers and the other interested stakeholders to review our curriculum to ensure that it's meeting all of those state standards. The teachers are then free to develop their lesson to meet those. I think it's important to allow the flexibility for the teachers to be able to creatively teach all of those lessons. I don't think that there's just one way to do that. And then ultimately, our job is to approve the overall curriculum based on our needs, and then really step back and support our educators because they truly are the experts when it comes to the curriculum that they're teaching.
Great, thank you. Cheryl?
So in looking at curriculum development, the role of a board member would be to review and approve the curriculum by focusing on decisions in alignment with two goals. That would be, does it support student achievement, and does it ensure community values are represented? Additionally, supporting teachers to ensure teachers and students have the resources that the students need and the teachers need. And lastly, to communicate this to the community.
Okay, thanks. We have reached the last question, and Cindy, we'll start with you. With the declining enrollment being a problem in many schools, what is the school board's role in trying to increase that enrollment, especially here at ISD1?
Declining enrollment really is a problem in many schools, and we recently, well, it was probably about 8 years ago, did a formal study to try to help predict student enrollment. I'm sure everyone understands that our funding is typically based on, or primarily based on, the number of students that we are educating within our building here. And so when we did that study, we anticipated and we knew that our enrollment would decline. We do anticipate that it will continue to slightly decline and then to level out. And when we did that study about 8 years ago, those predictions were fairly accurate. And so what we have done is we have needed to make sure that we're budgeting for the predicted enrollment, and we need to continue to look for ways to increase enrollment by focusing on what we can offer that other schools cannot. We need to be able to market our strengths and continue to be innovative to attract more students. But I just want to make it clear that we're not the only one who's suffering declining enrollment. I think that's a problem, particularly in the rural areas.
Okay, thank you. Cheryl?
So to ensure that we're looking at increasing our enrollment, we need to revisit our strategic plan to ensure our district vision is inspiring and actionable. We also need to increase the district appeal within our own district and the larger community, and continue to conduct outreach and enlist the support of the community that we know is behind us.
Thank you. Brian?
Yeah, as Cindy said, declining enrollment is common. Most districts in northern Minnesota have declining enrollment. However, I believe ISD1 provides very good education programs and services for our students. We need to be open to listening to our parents and community, and we have been with our listening sessions and our community events like our county fair booth, talking to our constituents. We need to be flexible and adaptable to the changing education environment, as it is changing. We need to be adaptable to our budget and our facilities to meet the size of our student body. Parents have more options than ever before for their children. So we need to provide the products and services that other options don't offer. Examples of that are hands-on learning in our CTE environment or our customer service areas like the Gobbler Grill, for instance. It's a great experience for students. We're also adding new exciting programs like the robotics team that'll entice students to come here. Additional programs we have that are excellent are community ed, as I mentioned, Passport to Parks, in our preschool programs, a college and schools program, and multiple career pathways programs that we're developing in the school in the areas of healthcare and machining. What really matters most is what's inside of the school. And we know this school does an excellent job with our teachers and staff and provide an excellent education. But it's important to know we need to make improvements in our facilities if we want to attract new families that are coming to this area, because that's the first thing that they notice when they visit. Thanks.
Yep, thank you. So that's the 9 questions. Thank you very much for your thoughtful answers. For the final portion, we'd like the candidates to, I guess, give a closing, 90 seconds. If there's something that wasn't maybe asked, this is kind of your opportunity to add that at this time. And we'll start with Cindy and pass it to Brian and then Cheryl, and we'll get 90 seconds.
Thank you again for offering this forum. We do appreciate everyone who's coming and who's listening. It's important to vote. I believe over the past 10 years I have demonstrated my knowledge, skills, and abilities to be an effective school board member. I strongly believe in the importance of educating our students and supporting our staff. I also look forward to continuing to collaborate with local employers and different trade opportunities and industries to be able to make sure that we're offering an education that's going to meet their needs into the future. I'm asking for your vote because I am committed to doing what I can do to help ISD1 succeed.
Thank you. Brian?
First off, I want to thank the staff, Educate Minnesota, parents, and citizens for attending tonight's event and watching online in the future. I believe this district is moving in the right direction. We have had good accomplishments during my time on the board with our facility plan, the strategic plan, our listening sessions. Planning is a lot of work, and there's a lot more work to be done. We need to strengthen existing partnerships, and we have to create new ones to be successful. I have experience in all of these areas. I enjoy being on the board, and I want to encourage members of the community to be involved in the Aiken School. There's a lot of great events we have, not just athletic events. There's like the PTO walkathon. There's choir and band concerts, our spring musical, and things like our Grand Friends programs. But as I said, there's a lot more work to do, and I appreciate your vote on November 5th. Thank you.
Okay, Cheryl?
I also want to thank everyone for coming, and for those of you that will watch this at a later time. I would say to the community, to parents, to students, continue to provide feedback. Provide feedback to the staff, provide it to the board, provide it to the superintendent. We need to hear your voices. If you have any questions or have a perspective that you would like to share, I would love to hear it. My background in customer success means I'm a great listener, and I'm also a really great problem solver. So if you're looking for someone to come in and step up to a challenge, I'm your gal. Get out and vote on November 5th. Everyone's voice matters. I am proud to call Aiken my home, my family's home, and go Gobblers.
Okay, thank you. I failed to mention this at the very beginning. Dawn Hauser is also a candidate and is on a trip in Alaska right now, and I don't know how to Zoom, so. But, well, Javier the air is gone too, but, so anyway, I just wanted to make that clear that, Don would love to have been here. But this concludes the events of the evening. Education Minnesota, again, like to thank our candidates for showing up tonight, and we look forward to welcoming the elected candidates to the school board in November. I guess it will be January. January 1. So get out and vote, and thank you for listening.